Cool. So the problem that we are trying to solve in today is faced majorly by most of the agile practitioners, the scrum masters, the product owners, the business analysts, right? Where they spend a lot of time creating user stories on Jira or some other tools that they use for tracking the work progress, creating epics, creating those defects, all of that. So our focus today is on minimizing the effort on that and making sure we we make our resources more productive. Imagine a future where creating Jira stories is seamless, fast, and precise. With what we have built and what we are calling it as an AI agent for Jira story generation, which makes use of cutting edge AI and agent AI technologies, the future is here. This tool leverages advanced language models to auto-generate detailed, structured Jira stories with complete summaries, descriptions, your acceptance criteria, definition of ready, done, all of that. By automating repetitive tasks, it frees up teams to focus on innovation and problem solving, boosting productivity by almost 40%. As AI continues to evolve, tools like this will redefine workflows, making them smarter and more efficient. One more important part is adopting AI, right? Adopting agent AI today means staying ahead, streaming processes, and unlocking your team's full potential for tomorrow's challenges. Check out our cool proof of concept that we have worked on and what we'll be demoing in a while, which seamlessly creates Jira stories using AI agents. Cool. So let's get started with the demo of this AI agent for creation of Jira user stories. I'll just quickly run this and while this loads up, while this comes up, just to give you a brief background of the tech stack that I've made use of. This probably makes use of the Streamlit application to give you the front end of it, and we obviously use Jira for the talking purpose to create those Jira user stories. And we also make use of the AI models like Llama, the Mistrals, etc., which are self-hosted. So again, this is an important point that we need to understand, that what I am demoing today is something which has costed me zero. Why do I say that? The models are self-hosted, so meaning they will be using my system resources. And since the task is more from a text generation point of view, let's understand the importance of that as well. So our use case here is more reliant on text generation rather than generation of any image or video. So text generation obviously can happen on the local systems. So you need not need those high-end systems. I'll be showcasing you that in a short while. However, thing that needs to be understood is, from a Jira standpoint, the account that it allows us to open supports up to 10 users. Now that is also a significant number, because small startups, which probably are of size 10, can easily, without investing any single rupee, easily track the work of the entire team as to what is happening without investing any single rupee, which actually is something interesting and obviously can be expanded as and when the capacity increases. However, just to give you a brief start on this, on the left hand side, what you see is the Jira configuration. You have those project keys, the tokens obviously that need to talk between this Streamlit dashboard and uh, the Jira itself. We'll just quickly test the Jira connection just to check whether the communication is happening seamlessly. And what we need to get to know is, yes, it is happening. Uh, these are the three models that we have on the AI side. I'll go with Llama. You can choose anything there. And these are the parameters that you can tune the models for. So having said that, let me just now probably give you an introduction of what this AI agent for Jira story generation does. So what is expected here is you give minimal input, very minimal input. You need not be a pro in writing user stories. You just need to give minimal input. So what I'll be giving an input is for my analyst, what I'll say, analyze uh, policy table. I'm assuming I have a policy table. Analyze a policy table and identify 15 critical data elements. I've just given it that input, right? And who do I want to like? Who is the person that will be working on this task? It is my analyst. So I'll just say it is my analyst. So I can obviously choose from a list of people or roles that we have in an organization, but I want my analyst to work on it. And story points, obviously this needs that discussion that needs to happen with at least the leads, but obviously for the demo purpose, I'll make sure I tag it to a 5-pointer. And for me, this is a task. You can obviously create epics, you can create features, subtask, task, right? All of it is there. I simply click on generate story. Now, while this comes up, obviously it is here is where the model is coming into picture. Here is where that AI part of it is coming in. But in the interim, while it comes up, what we do is we probably have a look at how our system is responding to the heat. Look at that, crazy. The usage of the memory has rocketed up, and then obviously it would go to its full capacity. As I said, obviously because we're using it on our local systems, the models will make sure they utilize all your resources, specifically the memory part of it. And see the CPU, it has rocketed up. So they will heat up your systems for sure, but they are meant for that. So we'll have now a close look on what gets generated on this the sections of a Jira story. There we go. It starts. So we have the summary, and now we start having the description. And the best part here is we have made sure the exact format of the user stories is followed. When I say format, description, as you see, I've highlighted those keywords. The agile people looking at it would easily know that it is following a standard format in which the descriptions, the acceptance criteria need to be written. So the acceptance criteria on the screen that you see is written in a proper format of a given, when, then, right? And then in the description as well, you see, as an analyst, I want to do so and so happens. So that's the true format of how a Jira user story is written. So we have the summary, description, acceptance criteria, the definition of ready, and the definition of done being drafted. So cool. We have all the key inputs for a Jira story. We have it already on the screen. However, this is just the first half of it. So we used AI to generate key sections of our Jira story. I also want, now as an extension, I also want to move from AI to an agent AI, where I want my agent to create a story for me. I also don't want to go on to Jira and start creating this copy paste from here. No, I want it to create a user story for me right from here. So what we have done here is we have the summary. Obviously it picked it up from where it got generated. It also has picked up the description from the previous screen here. What it's asking me is the priority in which this like the priority of this task. So probably I'll say it's a high priority task, and the due date is say 20th of September. Label, I can give it Q3 2025, obviously whatever you want to label it. And you can have start date as 9th of September. I want my resource to start working on this task from 9th of September, and the due date of it is 20th of September. It has taken up the Jira board and the sprint. It is sprint 1. I'll simply just click on create Jira issue. Let's see what happens. Boom. We have something interesting. We have a Jira story successfully created. Scrum 19 there shows 19 is the ID of that user story, and Scrum is the project key. So we'll not focus on that. But then let's see what has happened on Jira. Let's open it in Jira. So when we click here, beautiful. So what you see on the screen is something interesting, and I want you to focus on the right hand side of the screen. Look at how beautifully it has taken up all the important values that are needed as part of a Jira story. It has taken up the priority. I had, like, obviously assignee, I have not assigned it to anyone, hence it is still asking me to assign it to someone. But we did provide the priority, it was high. We did provide the due date, label. We provided the start date. We provided the sprint, the story estimate as 5 points. We provided all those details on that screen. It has come up here beautifully. It has created a Jira story for me, and it has created it with the description and an acceptance criteria in the proper format. If you feel there needs to be some edits here, you can always go here to edit it. I don't want these things on the acceptance criteria. I just edit it and I save it, done. So you have the complete user story created here. Now this is what I wanted to demo as part of this call today. So the important point here is this can absolutely, if you ask me personally, can save humongous time that we spend probably as, say, product owners or agile practitioners or scrum people. We spend a lot of time not just on a sprint by sprint basis. We do spend it when we do our quarterly reviews of or quarterly planning, right? So this is absolutely useful, and what this can do is when you cut down on time that you spend on this activity, you can spend it on something else more productive. That is where this AI agents can make people more productive. That's what my agenda, or probably the bottom line for this video was. Thank you all for watching in. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you.